Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm so excited to have everyone join us for our meeting for March. Oh my gosh, the 8th already. Wow, you guys, over a week in March already. And today we're going to talk about, and we're going to be quick, it's not going to be a long meeting. We're just going to talk about how to create successful challenge groups or successful clean eating groups or whatever, water challenge, whatever it is that you are offering to your people, how to create a successful one. And we're also going to talk about what we have going on that you guys all have access and what we would love you to participate in and bring your people in. And so we'll just go right into it. So first of all, challenge groups. I'm thinking everybody here has been part of a challenge group, probably Rhonda's, I'm assuming, at least one time or another has seen. So smaller challenge groups look a lot different than Rhonda's do, right? Rhonda's are, they're amazing. They really are. They're quite incredible. There's always something going on. People are always posting. Coaches in her group, you can see Rhonda sometimes speaking up and saying, hey, you know, I'm not here to run this group for you. So even in large groups, there are sometimes problems with not enough posting and not enough people posting. And so I think the trick to running your own challenge group, or if you're running a group challenge group, is to make sure that you're showing up every day. Your posts don't have to be spectacular, right? Rhonda, she's amazing at videos. She's incredible at videos. That's not my thing. If you're in any one of my challenge groups, you'll be lucky if you've seen 1 or 2 videos, right? I have things that work for me. Videos aren't one of them, but other people are really good at videos. Some people are really good at motivational posts. Some people are excellent at food prep videos or food prep posts. Other people love to show their workouts because they're very, very consistent, and they can do workout videos or they can do sweaty selfies. And so doing challenge groups as a team with 3 or more coaches can be really, really beneficial, because then you can relate to many, many different people. Not everyone's going to relate to Kendra. Not everyone's going to relate to Crystal or Tammy or Amanda, right? Everybody has a little bit different personality, and every coach has something a little bit different to offer. And so when we run our challenge groups with this group as BeachBudds, which is 3 completely separate teams coming together to do this, what we want is we want you to show up every day, right? To be posting and to be connecting with your people and commenting. If you have a challenge, there's nothing worse than a challenger asking a question or making a comment and getting no reply from their coach, right? I know that if you ask a question, you get a reply from your coach, but you also get a reply from another coach and another participant, then you feel that you've been engaged, right? But if you put yourself out there to ask a question and you get nothing, that'll shut people down faster than you can imagine. So you need to be checking in. And we don't do it deliberately, right? We do it because we got busy, we didn't check in today. So someone had a question about their Shakeology first thing this morning, because they were actually making their Shakeology first thing this morning, and no one checked in with them till the next afternoon, right? That doesn't work. And I'm not saying that you need to have the messenger on your phone that as soon as something happens in your group that it's alerting you and you need to respond right now. But I think as a team, what we need to be doing is we need to be having almost the schedule so that we know that, you know, in the morning, Crystal's going to make sure that she checks in. In the afternoon, Tammy's going to check in. And then early evening, Kara's going to check in, just to make sure that if there's questions going on, that we are actively there, that people shouldn't have to wait in our challenge groups. We have enough coaches, guys, that people shouldn't have to wait in our challenge groups more than a couple hours for an answer. Does that make sense? Does everyone agree with me on that? So if you're running your own challenge group, right, if you're doing your own thing, well then, you know, you'll have to say to people, like, I'm going to check in every day. I'm here to come alongside you. We're going to rock this. You know, I do this business to fit in with my life. It isn't my life. So, you know, I'll be on, you know, in the morning and the evening. And Rhonda does that. We know Rhonda checks in the morning. Rhonda checks in the evening, and she's not there in the middle of the day. And that's okay, to make sure that your people know. But we got to make sure that we're communicating what our intentions are, when we're going to be present, and make sure that if we say that we check in every morning, that we're checking in every morning, right? Because it only takes once. It takes once to say we're going to do something and we don't, to lose the trust of people. And as we're beginning, and we're all growing, so there's nobody on this team who has been in this business for more than a year, right? We are all under a year. Some of us under 6 months, some of us under 3 weeks. So we're all learning and we're going to make mistakes, and that's okay, right? But the things that we can prevent as a team is to make sure that we're setting up things in place for posting. Sometimes people worry about, oh, well, you know, Missy did a water post, so I can't do a water post. You know, that's just not true, right? You can absolutely do a post that a similar post that someone else has done. Don't use the same photo, right? Don't use, you know, the exact same information. But there's so much information around each topic. But don't ever feel that, oh, I got nothing to post because everybody else has hit my topics. No, if it's important to you, then post it, because your people who are in that group for you might get something out of what you have to say about your water post that my people didn't get out of me having to say about a water post. So we make this way too complicated by worrying about what we're going to post. At this point in our business, you guys, we just need to show up. Our problem isn't we're posting too much in our groups, in this team right now. Our problem is that we're just not posting enough, right? We're getting busy. We're relying on, you know, 1 or 2 coaches to keep up the posting, and we need to just stop and make a commitment that we are going to show up every single day. And that means if you have one person in the group, you show up every single day, right? You don't know who that one person is. You don't know well, you do know who that one person is, you put them there, but you don't know the impact that you can have on their lives, right? And they may not be interacting, and you may think that they aren't interested, but I am telling you, I've learned this from experience already. People are watching, even if they're silent, even if this is their 3rd challenge group and they have never posted a thing and you think they are so long gone. That happened to me today. I had a girl message me today. If I had my phone, I would actually read the message to you. And she just said, hey, when's the next challenge group coming? I'm so incredibly excited. I just finished Pio, and I'm so excited I ordered 22 minutes. Okay, you guys, I had no idea that she was even showing up every day. I've messaged her, she doesn't message me back. I put things in the post, nothing. I didn't know she ordered 2 programs. So she's followed along in the group, gotten so much out of our group, but she is so shy that she doesn't post and rarely even answers my questions. And I had no idea. But she was watching, and she is on to her 3rd Beachbuddy program, right? With her regular Shakeology order. Like, all I knew is that she was still doing her Shakeology. I had no idea. So keep posting, and do not overthink the process, and don't overthink that, well, somebody isn't watching. Because if they're in the group, they're watching. We just assume that they're watching you. So the first thing is we just want to make sure we're posting and not overthink it, right? 2, making sure we're showing up. And 3, let's keep it positive, right? We can share some of the hardships in our lives and what's going on in our lives without being negative, right? We can always share, you know, I'm having a hard day, but I'm going down a workout. Love this group for the support. And then come back and say, wow, I hit my workout and I feel better, right? Nothing wrong with sharing that we're all real, because every single one of us are. Every single one of us has really hard days. We have days where we don't want to show up. And it's okay to have days where we don't want to show up. And it's okay to share, I'm having a hard day, but you need to show that you're still going to show up, right? You need to show people that when they have a hard day, they can't quit. So it's important that we show them the real side of us, but we need to keep it positive, right? And as coaches, it takes a long time for us to start showing some of that vulnerability, that we're not perfect, that we don't have it all together. But the other side of that trap is sometimes when we show our vulnerability, we get a lot of really great feedback because people can relate to us, but we can also get stuck there. So we have to remember that as leaders, right, that we are sharing our vulnerability to also show that we can come out of it, right? That we have the support and we have the tools to come out of those hard times. And so when you're posting, feel free to be honest and be yourself, and also show the positive side, right? When the day turns around, when you get your workout in, when you're laying on the floor because you actually didn't think you were going to be able to pull it off, and you did, because now you have a lot of pride that you figured it out, So just be real, be who you are. We are all really unique individuals. There's nobody on this team who has the same life, right? We've got people who work full time. We have people who have preschoolers. We have people who have no kids, right? We have people who have teenagers, right? We have an age group variety on our team. I believe I'm one of the oldest on our team, but we go from early 20s to mid 40s, you guys. So we're reaching a lot of people. And so feel free to be yourself and don't worry about who's watching. And that's really all I had to say about the challenge groups. Most of the posts that are going in the groups that I've seen have been fabulous, but I do miss your faces. I miss some of you. You guys have so much to offer, and I know that we can do more and we can do better. So that being said, we on our team call last week, and I don't know how many people watched the recording, we had talked about we were doing a 3-day peek into the life of a fit chick. So that was supposed to start today, and we didn't have it together, so it didn't start today. It's going to start tomorrow. We didn't want to roll out something that that we're not ready for. So it was on the team call. We did try to make sure that you guys were informed, but I know for myself, I should have made a little bit more effort to specifically talk to my team as to what our role in is, sorry. And so what it is that, I'm gonna go over it again, each team has one day that they're responsible for really posting what it looks like to live a fit life. Because busy women believe that they can't do this because they don't have time. And it is not true. Busy women need to do this because they're busy and they think they don't have time. This will give them the energy. This will give them the confidence. This will give them the health to be able to chase their toddler around. This will give them the chance to be able to go to work and come home and still be there for their family because they got that 30-minute workout in, because they were able to eat right. We want to share things like how do we keep up with our housework, right? Because that's hard. So there's some great websites that I use that help me keep accountable for my housework. I'm going to share something a little bit about that. And so whoever your upline is, whether you're on Crystal's team, Amanda's team, or my team, we're going to reach out to you either tonight or tomorrow. Just make sure that you know that this is what we're doing. It's not too late to get your invites out to people. In the BeachBudds group, I have my ad for this exact group that basically says what we're going to do. Feel free to copy it, paste it with your own picture, and this is your opportunity to get people involved and know what we're doing for free. And it's a little bit different than a clean eating group because it covers bigger basis. It covers more. It's not just about food. We're going to talk a lot about food, meal prep, but it's more than that. It's about the lifestyle, right? And how do you pull this off? So I do apologize to my team because I should have reached out a little bit more and specifically asked you for what I wanted from you, and I didn't do that. And so I will do that tonight to ask if you can be involved. And if you're a leader on this team, so if you are on my team and you have team under you, I'd ask you to do the same thing. Because I don't want to miss the boat, right? We have 3 days to pull this off. And you can add someone to this group anytime in the next 3 days. So do I have any questions about what we're doing in that group and why? So I think the first day, Crystal's team is taking the first day, and that doesn't mean that Kara or Tammy or Misty, Misty's on it too, can't post. It actually means we can still post. Yeah, Misty, you have to post. You're on the team. It doesn't mean we can't post and we can't comment. We should be commenting. We should still be active. What it means is that team is responsible to make sure that the content for that day is covered, right? So that if nobody else posted that day, it would still be covered. If we have something to add, fantastic. But we don't want to be posting, big water posts or big meal prep posts, on Crystal's team's day. We'll save that for ours. But if you have, a quote that you came across that day that you thought would be fabulous, feel free to post that, and definitely feel free and please be involved in any of the comments and any of the chatter, because that is really, really important. So does anyone have a question or something that they want to add to that I may have missed?
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have designated days? Like, are we gonna have like an agenda for us to know kind of what's coming up?
Yes. So I mean for this specific group or for the whole month?
This specific group.
Yeah. So that's where I kind of dropped the ball. So Crystal's taking the first day. I believe my team is going to take day 2 and Amanda's team is going to take day 3. So what I'm going to do, Kara, is that our day will be Thursday. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to message with you or talk with you and talk with Tammy, hopefully tonight after this call or even tomorrow, and talk about each thing that maybe we could post about. Like, for example, I'm going to say that, I'm going to say this, right? I'd love for you to post a quick size video, right? And how you fit it in, right? You are a busy working mom with 2 little, well, your daughter's not that little, but kids that are demanding, right? So the fact that you still get that workout in, even though your son is running back and forth across the screen, is fabulous, right? That's exactly what I want. And so, yeah, we as a team are going to have kind of a quick agenda on who can kind of cover what to make sure that it's covered. And Crystal and Amanda will do the same with their team. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I was kind of curious of like what's happening each day. Like, is Crystal's team going to like do certain something? And then.
Yeah, Crystal, go ahead.
You don't have, like, each day you guys can do whatever you want. Like for me, I'm going to explain how I get in everything I get in. Food, my water, workout, kind of just like a day in the life of like me. I have 2 little kids. So that's what I'm going to do. There's not really an agenda. Keep it simple. And just go with it. Whatever you do throughout the day, how you, if you go to work, how you plan your meals out, to take to work. You can talk about that, write about it, show pictures, what time you get your workout in, just little things like that. That way people can see, okay, well, you work full time, you have time to do this. I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Doing the different styles of
yeah.
mother.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. So just keep it simple and just, don't overthink it. Just, take pictures or write down whatever you want to, how your day looks, but you still get in, your meals or your workout or, just being a mom or, so does that help?
Yeah. And I didn't mean just mothering. I mean, us busy people.
Yeah.
Definitely, right? Like, exactly, like, how do we get our housework done? Like that when you're busy, like, is there a way? Is there something? Or does it not get done? And is that okay, right? Like, honestly, there's choices. There's choices to be made. And if it's whether I work out or laundry gets done, guess what? My kids wear the same socks twice. Happens, right? Workouts are important, right? Things go. And I think that's the point, is that sometimes sacrifices get made when you make a priority, your health a priority, and how that still benefits your family. That you can't look after them if you're not looking after yourself. And the fact that there's a pileup of laundry in the corner while you're getting it going is not a big deal, right? That can be okay if that's, something that has to go. So yeah, Kara, you and I will talk about, because all of our teams look a little bit different. And so that's what's going to make each day really quite unique, that we all should be able to, even though we're kind of posting a lot of the same material, we're all going to post about working out. We're all going to post about Shakeology. We're all going to post about food prep, but there are other things that make our teams quite unique, right? And one of the things on our team is having people who work full time or having people who, who are working outside of the home as well. Because that provides unique challenges, as opposed to a lot of Amanda's team have preschoolers, and we all know that poses its own, difficulties and problems when you're at home with your child by yourself, right? And you want to, husband's coming home and you want to have dinner on the table. That has its own, problems and challenges. And so each of our teams they're actually quite unique. So it'll be interesting to see how these 3 days unfold. And most of all, you guys, we're just going to post and we're going to try it, and we're going to talk about it next week and see what can we do different for next month. This is a trial and error thing, right? It's not going to hurt us to try, right? We're still talking to more people. Our clean eating groups have not been successful, so we had to try something different. So this is short notice and last minute. We really hoped to talk more about it last week, but we have a lot more audience on this call this week. And so what? This is how busy women get it done, right? Last minute, pull it off. That's all I gotta say about that. Anyone else have any comments? Questions? No? So is everybody comfortable with participating in this group? So you don't have to raise your hand if you're not. If you're not comfortable, just talk to whoever your upline is about it, and maybe we can be very specific about what we would like from you. You don't have to, of course, none of these groups are mandatory. This is your own business and you can run it however you choose to. We are just really trying to give you the tools to make this easier. Not everyone's ready to run their own groups. Not everyone wants to. And so it's our job and our hope that we can build a team and under our teams that there's always a resource. There's a resource for Kara to have her coaches come into without Kara having to run all this on her own, and Tammy to bring her coaches into. And so the idea is to, to build this foundation for you guys to have your own businesses grow. But you, by no means do you have to do this. This is not mandatory. This is just a tool we're trying to provide for you. So anyway, that's kind of all I had for tonight. So if nobody else has anything else, then we can probably say good night till I see you on Facebook. Happy International Women's Day.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So the group that you're going to do for the next 3 days, can people who are already our coaches or customers who are already in the other group, can they also go into that sneak peek at all? Or is that just for new people?
I think ideally it's going to be for new people, but right now, as we're going, chatter helps, right? So I do know when I put it out there, I did not say for new coaches or for not people who aren't current customers. Yes, it is open to any of your current team. I am not comfortable with taking members of somebody else's team though. So if they are not in Crystal's downline, Amanda's downline, or my downline, then you need to talk to whoever your upline is about that specifically. We need to be very, very careful that we're not stepping on toes. But if they're your current customer or your current coach, absolutely. That's absolutely.
What about, instead of maybe doing that, can we post in both? That might, because sometimes we have great posting in the Crush and Fitness, and sometimes we don't. So I'm just wondering if we can just double up our posts, and then it's less work too, right? So if we're taking, say, Thursday and we're posting into that sneak peek, we also put that same post into the other one, and then that's getting lots of activity too. And then all of those coaches and customers who are in there are also getting that benefit.
Yeah. So Amanda, Crystal. Got thumbs up from Amanda. Crystal, what do you think of that? Yeah. Okay. So let's do it. So if you don't mind double posting. So be careful that you don't share your post though. If you share your post from one group to the other, the privacy settings will not allow you to do it. So only the members of both groups will see it. So you just need to just copy your post to make sure and create a new post in each group, or else it won't work. So you can't share one from Crushing Fitness into Day in the Life of a Fit Check. Does that make sense? So yeah, that would be great. If we have awesome content, let's give our Crushing Fitness a run for the money. They're going to be wondering what the heck is going on in there. So by making sure if you're posting in there, you're checking in, right? So that group is not done. It is not over, right? So let's finish strong with that group. Let's try to get them engaged a little bit more before we start the new one. So perfect. Really good question, Tammy. So anyway, anyone else? Anything to say? No? That's it? Okay. Signing off. Let me know, message me if you guys have any questions. And it was really lovely to Always lovely to see all your faces. This is so super exciting for me. So I am going to post this in, wait, Kara. Oh, there's Kara. What a cutie. I love it. Okay, I will be posting this in BeachBudds, so for anyone who has seen it or if you wanted to rewatch it. But if not, thank you guys so much for joining us. And have a great evening. Bye.